Hey guys, this is Matthew and I's project on the differences between vulgarity, obscenities, profanity, hate speech, and fighting words. Bear with me, this is my millionth time recording on this program right now, and this is a lot more nerve-wracking than just going in front of the class. I only have one shot at this. So we're going to start with vulgarity. It's the umbrella term, if you will, for obscenities and profanity. It's making any explicit or offensive remark, sexual or body functions. We're going to have plenty of examples for you to distinguish them with. Really, if someone's to say you're being vulgar, you're lacking in sophistication and good taste. You're being gross. But it's definitely, have it in your mind that it's a reference to sex or bodily functions. I know you can come up with a million words in your head for that because we say them all day, every day. Under vulgarity, you're going to see profanity and obscenities. Now, those can intersect, but there are definite distinctions between the two. Profanity has no legal definition. It's marked towards religious people or practices. It's blasphemous. You're only saying these things even if you're not intending to, but to say, oh my God, Jesus Christ, that would be profanity. Whereas obscenities do have they're legally defined in the United States, and we've got our next slide is about being in court to be obscene. So you can go to court and someone can find you as being obscene. You will lose your legal protection of the First Amendment. You really want to keep that in mind. We are protected on the First Amendment unless here. Would a normal person be turned on by this? Would they be angry about being turned on by this? Is it even good? So we have these different quotations here depending on what the situation is. Is it depicting an image, a word, an action? What exactly happened? What was the intention? George Carlin, if some of you aren't familiar, was a comedian. He's no longer around. And in 1972, he was arrested for speaking in a way that at the time you definitely weren't doing that as much. I have a little clip here I wanted to play for you guys.
Trouble is, I was trying to find out what these words might be, and I wanted to know the ones that you could never say on television. I mean the filthy words that are always filthy. There are a lot of these little two-way, double entendre words that have two meanings, words that are okay part of the time. I call them like part-time filth. Some of these words, they're only 50% dirty. You have words like ass. Ass is hardly even a dirty word anymore, but it has a few meanings that you can't say on television. That's what I was talking about. What can you say on television? That's another one of those places where we can't use these words all the time. But some of them are all right some of the time. Ass is all right on television. You can say on television things like, well, you've made a perfect ass of yourself tonight. But you can't say, hey, let's go get some ass. Bitch. Bitch is another word like that. Same kind of word. It's only dirty part of the time. Depends on what you mean by bitch. You might be the lady from the San Diego Zoo visiting one of the Tonight shows, and you might just have a bunch of little canines with you there. One of them is a female, and you say, there's the bitch, Johnny, and it's okay, fine. Just don't refer to the singer the same way. That's all. Is that bitch going to do another number? Yes.
As you can see here, even in 1972, there were different rules for what you could and could not say. There was some research that I did about how a person can get away being vulgar on YouTube. And they said, so long as you're not speaking any of these words at the beginning, so maybe the first minute of your YouTube, that the clip that is played within the first 30 seconds, so long as you're not saying any of those words there, you'll get through the regulations and guidelines of YouTube. But after that, you can say whatever you want. And it's television too. The later it is in the day, you get away with, as a lot of you know, saying a lot more vulgar things. So even in 1972, which wasn't that long ago, George Carlin was pushing the limit there. So obscenity, again, is sex stuff, body stuff, piss, shit, asshole, anything that encompasses a body. And then profanity, what the hell, goddamn, Jesus Christ, holy shit. That's, you can see the distinction there. That's against the religious realm. And obviously you could put those two together and you'd be obscene and profane at the same time. But the most important thing here to remember is vulgarity is all of this, including hate speech, what we're getting into next. Hate speech is specifically to express hatred toward a group, whether it's their race, ethnicity, gender, religion, sexual orientation, anything like that. When you see stuff spray painted somewhere, signs, posts on Facebook, that is hate speech. They are trying to, hence the word, they are trying to provoke violence. Whereas fighting words are to disturb the peace. And neither of hate speech or fighting words are protected under the First Amendment. As the obscenities, there's a gray line there. It's important to know those things if you are, whoever is faced in legal realms, what you are protected for. What was your intention and who were you trying to hurt? Or were you just saying, like George Carlin was saying, were you just saying, oh, look at that bitch here, or she's a bitch? There's a definite a distinction to be made there. Very important, First Amendment. And this was the beginning of Matt and I's research. It really sums up, so if you're still confused what the differences between all of these terms are, you really have to think, who would be mad by what I said? Obscenity is going to get you in trouble with the law. Again, the First Amendment can protect you, but also won't. So always think of obscenity with the law. Profanity always is going to get you in trouble with the religious folks and the powers that be. And vulgarity, which remember encompasses obscenity and profanity, will get you in trouble with your mother. And here are references. I hope this was interesting for you guys. Thank you very much.